Hey yo, Marvel exec Nate Moore has come out and said that Black Panther Wakanda Forever, Thor 4, and Antman 3 all take place at the same time. At the same damn time? Yes, at the same damn time. While I could have read that and kept scrolling, I couldn't. And there are 3 huge reasons why. Are you ready? They are Kang the Conqueror, Secret Wars, and Doctor Doom. Because knowing that Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars are where we are headed, and it is believed that Doom will have a huge ass role to play in those 2 movies somehow, I have theories that will connect the 3 movies, Ant-Man, Thor, and Wakanda Forever, to the MCU's next endgame being Kang, Secret Wars, and Doom. I mean, think about it. Would Nate Moore come out and connect these 3 movies for no apparent reason? I think we could possibly say that these 3 movies will serve as Fury's big week for the next phase. What's up? I'm Kendall with Normies and Nerds. Thanks for stopping by, and please subscribe to the channel because we're grinding to our first 1,000 subs. And when we get there, I'm giving away a $100 GameStop gift card. Stick around to the end of this video to find out how to enter. Let's get it, because Nate Moore had to come out and do some clarification, which honestly, I don't know about y'all, but Nate Moore has been talking a little bit too much recently. But I digress off that, because this time he actually said something non-controversial about Black Panther this time, unless you were holding on to hope that Wakanda Forever would be set in the blip. But he talked about the shakiness of the MCU timeline right now, which I have a video in the kitchen on that very subject. But he said Wakanda Forever is happening after No Way Home and Eternals, and is happening simultaneously with Thor 4 and around the beginning of Quantumania. Yeah, he left off Multiverse of Madness and Shang-Chi, but I'll get to that later. And you may be asking, where's the juice in this? Well, the juice is right here, bruh. Every time a movie or rather events in the MCU happen in this type of time frame here, like within weeks or even days of each other, a larger play is at hand in the MCU. Think about phase 1 with Fury's big week. All of that happened within a week leading up to the Battle of New York. Or better yet, think about Thor Ragnarok, Infinity War, and Ant-Man. Those events all taking place within a day or days actually of each other at the hands of Thanos. Which really now we know that happened at the hands of Kang the Conqueror, aka He Who Remains, because he controlled what went down in phases 1 through 3. So maybe this event thing is just how he likes to get down. And that's exactly what I think he's doing here. Having the major events of Thor Love and Thunder, Wakanda Forever, and Ant-Man 3 have major payoffs in Kang Dynasty. So to give you some insight on how these theories came about, I thought about each movie and major components of those that could last beyond the story. And I believe these 3 things work together as like keys to open up the same door that leads to Kang the Conqueror in Secret Wars. So first I want to talk about the one movie that's been mentioned that already came out, that being Thor Love and Thunder. And to be blunt, I hated Thor Love and Thunder. But 2 connecting threads that I think could come out of that movie are the gods and eternity / the love kid. So when it comes to the gods, like I'm curious, bro, like when Bast and Namor's god, like I'm not gonna try to pronounce it right now, were sitting beside each other in Thor Love and Thunder, like were they beefing the whole entire time on Mount Olympus? Now, no, like I don't think that they were beefing per se, but it could have been a situation where they understand that their people are at war, and each one of those guys have confidence that their person or their leader will lead their people to a win. But that being said, like I don't think that thread goes beyond Wakanda Forever or really the Black Panther and Namor story, right? And not to make that seem small, but I think the larger juice here is in eternity and the creation of love. Look, we don't know a lot about Love's powers, but to be honest, she's pretty weird right now if you ask me, bruh. But the fact that an entity like Eternity was brought into the MCU now is a bit fishy to me, especially if we're looking for clues about things that Kang could be setting up. So I'm stuck on these 2 things. That is, Eternity was introduced this early in the story to have a risk granted and wasted on Gore the God Butcher because Kang wanted to take away the threat of Eternity's greatest power, or Kang used the situation to create love to give Thor new hope ahead of Secret Wars. But to be real, if they make anything more out of Thor 4, then it's a true dub. Okay, but now we're stepping into the unknown when it comes to movies that we ain't even seen yet. So hit that sub button and let's get back to it. So boom, Wakanda Forever's tie-in is Doom. Now look, I know there have been reviews raving about the world building aspect of this movie. Like I've heard that it would have some things to do with the setup the Thunderbolts. And we already know there's going to be setting up to Talokan, aka Atlantis, and Ironheart. But I think when we look back a couple of years from now, we'll all be talking about Doctor Doom and how he influenced this story. Look, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I believe the leaks. I believe that Doctor Doom is not in this movie or in the post-credit scene. However, I do believe he still has his hands all over what happens in Wakanda Forever. And it's no secret, bruh. He's going after Vibranium. Like, Vibranium has that unique ability to enhance magic, so of course, he's going to be doing whatever it takes to get his hands on it. And that is something that I really hope is brought more to the light in either Ironheart or in a Doom special presentation. Now, why is Doom so important to this next wave of movies? Oh, no reason in particular other than the fact that I believe that he is going to take control of the MCU timeline, much like it was revealed that He Who Remains did in Loki. But since I mentioned the variant, let's talk about Ant-Man 3. Look, I know what you're thinking. Of course, Kang is in it. What more is there to this one? Well, it's a lot more. In fact, I'd say it's more than any of these, bruh. You know how the Tesseract being found was huge after Captain America, the First Avenger, going into the Avengers movie? That's how I feel about Kang and Ant-Man 3 when it comes to setting up Kang Dynasty. I do not believe that this Kang will be the main Kang in this saga. Instead, I think we'll have a sense of what the Kangs are trying to accomplish and how they're trying to get it done. I mean, the Kang that we met already has already lived through a multiversal war, likely multiple times. And now we're seeing Kangs that are going through the multiversal war themselves. So finding out what is making them tick is absolutely lit. And I believe what is so significant about this movie being placed around the same time as the other ones we mentioned is that Kang, I think, is putting people in place to finish this phase of his plan. And Ant-Man 3 seems to be where we will find out a lot more about what Kang and the Kangs are up to. But real quick, back to what I said earlier about Shang-Chi and Multiverse of Madness. Neither one of those movies were mentioned, but I still think it's possible that they could happen around the same time as well. But regardless, we know that Multiverse of Madness is leading us into Secret Wars, but when it comes to the 10 Rings, it is very possible that they are sending a signal to Kang. Like, that post-credit scene could be happening like right before the events of Ant-Man 3. But yeah, all of this timeline stuff really needs to be straightened out. I mean, Nate Moore said he probably couldn't do it even if you had a gun held to his head. So it really needs to be straightened out. So I guess I'll go ahead and take a stab at it in my next video and really try to piece together chronological order of how Phase 4 went down. But before I do any of that, let me know what you think in the comment section below and click and subscribe to this video. And I appreciate y'all for watching. Also, real quick, when it comes to that $100 GameStop gift card, all you have to do is subscribe to the channel to enter to win. As simple as that. When I hit 1,000 subs, I will pick a random subscriber and gift it to them. All right. But either way, thanks for stopping by and watching this video. Hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.